How we doing, chat? What up, Bailey? Sound all good? Alright, so tonight I was going to do Speedstorm, but I actually kind of lean towards doing it tomorrow. That way we can get our football stuff done tonight, and we can wrap up Rugrats, hopefully, if I can beat the final boss. I did unlock offline the final boss last night, so it is ready. It's on the last level, waiting for us. So we'll get into that after we do our football picks. So let's recap, chat. Hope y'all had a great Wednesday and Thursday. Recap last week. It was, let's just say there's a lot of bad beats. You know, quite a few things that should have happened that didn't. Quite a few last-minute situations. But all in all, we went positive. I will pull up the record right now. So overall, against the spread, we're 35 and 33 on the year. Locks are 6 and 3. Not bad. We're positive. So last week, let's recap. Tennessee, one of the locks. We had 6 lock picks. They did cover. They won big. Rutgers covered. Lost FAU. Arkansas covered. Syracuse covered and won the game as a moneyline sprinkle. Kansas State, I pushed on my actual bet because I got it down to 7. But on the stream, to be fair, I did say minus 9.5. So I'll give me the L on that one. But on my actual account, I pushed. Michigan, Texas, first half under was the first of many bad beats. We were covering, and Michigan turned the ball over with about a minute and 30 seconds left or so. And Texas scored right before halftime to push it over the 21. So we lost that. Bad beat. App State, not sure what the hell happened to them. That was the weirdest game of the day, in my opinion. I don't know. They are normally a lot better than that. That was a lock loss. Sorry. Lock win. Washington State covered big, and I told you guys they would. 2 units on that. South Alabama lost. Michigan, they didn't cover. Another surprise to see them get blasted. I wasn't surprised to see them lose. We did get Texas on the money line down below. Kentucky, South Carolina under 42.5 came through. Navy, Temple, another bad beat. Score in the fourth quarter late. Pushed this over the total. It was covering until the last few minutes of the game. So we lost that one. A bad beat lock, Iowa. I was so confident they would win by 3. They were up, 16-3 or something like that. They were up big. In Iowa, anything over 8 is big, you know. But they let Iowa State come back. They did not play a second half at all. And Iowa State kicked a field goal at the end. We don't cover. So, bad beat there. Utah, 23-0 lead. They let Baylor come back. Quarterback gets hurt. They don't cover by 2 points. So, another bad beat. That was a lock loss. It is what it is. You know, you're going to have some bad luck, stuff like that. Hopefully you get some good luck, good beats this week, you know. I didn't really have that many good beats that were like last second covers. I had a lot of last second not covers last week, so that was fun. Mizzou, they didn't cover by much, but they came through, but it was not a bad beat for those that took Buffalo. UCF came through. Nebraska, one of probably the best play of the day. I put $24 on them. That's 3 units, roughly, a little over 3 units. And I told you guys they would come through. I told you that was the play of the week, and it was. They won big, so that was a lock win. Nevada lost, another bad beat, had the lead in fourth quarter, lost the game by 3. What can you do? I can't play the game for them. San Jose State, that was a nice win. We also got the under in that game down below on the right column here. And Oregon didn't cover again. They won the game. I wasn't able to watch more than a quarter and a half of that because I had to get up early for my own playoff baseball games, which season's now over. That was the last of it. So here's our other plays that were on the stream. Pitt, Cincy, over loss. UConn moneyline win. Texas moneyline win. Penn State loss. Georgia loss. They didn't cover by much, though. Like, they were close to covering that number. Maryland lost. Cal covered. Virginia covered. There's that under I was talking about with San Jose State Navy. Illinois covered. Oregon, Boise State over covered. Mississippi State lost, but we didn't cover that, only by 2 points. So that was close. That was a bad beat per se. And Oregon State covered. So all in all, on the week, we went 18 wins, 17 losses on the show. In my own wallet, I went 10 and 11 with one push. I need to remind myself to actually take the picks, all of the picks, not just most of them, that I actually do on the show. It's an ongoing reminder to myself. Because more often than not, I'll go at least positive by a few. More often than not, anyway. Locks, we went 3 and 3. So it is what it is. That's where we're at right now, chat. Let's get into week 3. We got Arizona State playing right now against Texas State, which I would have taken the over had I got to it quick enough. I did get in on Arizona State to cover 3.5. So we'll see if they can tie it up there. I'm not going to use that on the channel because it's late. So let's get into it. UNLV Kansas. I actually like UNLV to cover here. And there's a better number on DraftKings at 9 than 8.5 on FanDuel. So give me the 9 with UNLV. Big Guy Bailey, I don't like the point spread for the Oregon State game. I know, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. I think the reasoning behind it is the experts think Oregon's finally going to actually show their true self in this game. And the Beavers are missing like their best linemen for this game. So, I don't know. We'll see. Plus, this is the Beavers' first test. Oregon's already been tested, unfortunately, twice, but really once. So, we're already battle tested. This is their first big game. Obviously, Oregon State plays. This is more important to Oregon State than it is for us. It is like that every year. It's always been their Super Bowl. So, but yeah, I agree. It's a lot of points. I would like it at 14, not 17. But yeah, give me UNLV cover against Kansas, the +9. Get a better number there. Arizona State, do we get a better number here? Arizona, no, it's worse. So we best numbers on FanDuel. Give me the 7.5 with the Arizona Wildcats to cover, if not win, against Kansas State. It is on the road. I like this Arizona team. Kansas State, they were lucky to win the game last week. Let's put it that way. The possible over in this game too. I need to do a little more research first, but check the Discord. I might lay an over in this game too. There might be some points scored. Arizona let a lot of points score last week against New Mexico. All right, that's a Friday night package. Huh, Bailey. That's funny. Friday night package over. Now let's get into the Saturday picks. And one of the big ones, Alabama, Wisconsin, 16.5 on, and we got 16 on DraftKings. So there's a stat out there that says whenever a top 10 team is on the road, and then they have a bye week the next week, and then another top 10 matchup the following week, those teams cover 68% of the time. I know you guys were wanting 69%, but it's 68% of the time. I'm not going to go against that trend, even though these players know nothing about trends. Different team every year, but I think that trend does come through here. I'm not usually huge on trends, even though I'm a numbers guy, but I like Alabama to cover. Give me the 16 instead of the 16.5. So yeah, we'll get Bama 16 here. Wisconsin, it's a big game for them, but they got conference games start next week. It's really hard to win at Camp Jordan, but there's got to be a reason why Alabama's favored by this much. Experts must see something. So give me the Tide, even though they looked a little rough at times last week, and they got alignment issues right now. Memphis, Florida State. Boy. It's 7 on DraftKings. You pick Florida State. I'm leaning Florida State, get right type of game. Memphis, you know, it's funny because Florida State's coach came from Memphis, so he's going to want it to beat his old school to show him, hey, I'm at a better school now, right? Florida State has not looked very good this year. But they had a bye last week, right? I think that they get right and they win by just enough. You know, close game, maybe win by 7 or 8. So get that 6.5 now. I'll take Florida State here. This is my last chance I'm giving them, though. I am not taking them again if they lose this one. LSU, South Carolina. I don't really like this game. I don't have a great feel for it. South Carolina blasted Kentucky last week. And LSU had a bye. No, they didn't. They played Nicholls State. I almost like the over here more. I don't know. I lean LSU here, but I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But I lean LSU just to win by 7 here. Don't like it one bit. I'd almost stay away from that one. I am staying away from that. And that. Do you think Central Michigan scores in this game? You might look at a Central Michigan team total under. If it's like 14 or less, or between 10 and 14, I'd go under that for sure. I don't know if they score very much in this game. What is to see if we can find it. We have team total under. Oh yeah, so I was right on the money. 14.5. Under 14.5 total points for Central Michigan. Give me it. I like it. I think they might get right to 14 or maybe 10. I think honestly this game's like a 28-10 game, maybe. Something like that. Cincinnati, Miami, Ohio. That's an interesting in-state game here. Kind of a tricky one. Miami, Ohio burned me week 1 against Northwestern, but they should have won that game. Cincinnati threw the game away against Pitt last week, and now they're on the road against Miami, Ohio. Oh, man. I feel like Cincinnati's better than Northwestern, but I could be wrong. And Northwestern did beat Miami, Ohio. Gosh. I almost lean Miami, Ohio here. I'd like it at 4 better than 3.5. Can we get a 4? We can get a 4. I'll take the 4. I'll bite. I don't like it. I don't love it, though. But I'll take the 4. Oklahoma State, Tulsa. Oklahoma State was lucky to sneak away against Arkansas last week. I think they can cover this number. I really do. Tulsa's normally not very good, but they do get up for their in-state teams. It's still 18.5 over there. I really like 17. You might buy down to 17 here, and I might end up doing that myself to get that key number. In fact, I'm going to do that. That'll be my play on the show is minus 17 Oklahoma State. I'm going to end up doing that. Staying away from that game, but I bet a lot, yeah, as mentioned, a lot of points. Nobody's going to play defense there. Honestly, that's a really high total. You might even go under on that. I know it's going to be a high-scoring game, but sometimes it's really hard to hit those 69 and over numbers. There's just so many things that can go wrong with college students, you know? I almost think that the under could hit in that game. If you see that go to 71, I think I'd go the other way for sure. Boston College, Missouri. I like Missouri here. What is the best number I can get? 16. I'm going to grab that before it gets to 17. I think Missouri for sure wins by 14 here. Boston College is ranked now, but honestly, how good is that Florida State win? We don't know. We'll find out this week. It's starting to look super great. Missouri has looked really, really good. We got SEC versus ACC here. Boston College is, that's in that northeast part of the ACC that's not really got a ton of history for football. So they don't typically get as good of recruits, but they do got a pretty good quarterback, Castellanos. So I still think Missouri, SEC, they return a lot from last year. They're at home. I think they cover this. I might end up putting that on the lock sheet. There's not a ton of locks this week, but I don't know if I like that enough to do a lock, but I like Missouri. I am staying away from that game 100%. Like I've said all year, I think fading Temple in every single game is going to be principle. So I'm going to do it here. I'm taking Coastal Carolina. Temple might be the worst team in FBS. We can get an 18 on there. I'm taking the lower number here. Let's get the 17.5 with Coastal Carolina. I like 17 a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna keep fading Temple till the books catch up. They didn't cover last week either against Navy. Backyard brawl, Pitt and West Virginia. The numbers looks like money coming in on Pittsburgh. So the Sharps have gone on the home short dog here. It's really gone hard on DraftKings. I think I'm going to go with that too. I think I like Pitt here. I would have liked it at 3.5, obviously, but I'm going to go with Pitt here to win the backyard brawl. They looked maybe a little motivation, a little energy after last week's nice comeback against Cincinnati. I know West Virginia is going to be decent this year, but road game, rivalry game. I think Pitt wins by a field goal here. Oh, God. Notre Dame, what happened? I almost picked Northern Illinois last week, too. I thought it was a lot of points. I just didn't think they'd win the game, obviously. But what happened there? That was strange. 9.5 both sides. So, boy. I almost kind of like the under here. Notre Dame they have great defense. Purdue doesn't score that much, so I don't think Purdue's going to get above 14. They're certainly not getting above 21. So what are we looking at here? Like a 21 to 10 game? That's going to hit under. Maybe a 27 to 12. That's still an under. I think under hits here. I like the under in this play. If I were forced to pick a side, I probably would pick Notre Dame. That's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot of points coming after a disappointing. Purdue, you got to think they're a little bit better than NIU, but I don't know. Maybe not. NIU's looking good for college football playoff right now. Florida, Texas A&M. I don't really have a good feel for this game. Looks like it's 3.5 here, 3 over there. I think Texas A&M has more talent than Florida. Florida got drilled by Miami. Boy, man, I don't know. This is a tough one right here. I almost like I might parlay this and get this Florida up to 7 because I don't have a good feel for any of those teams. I think Texas A&M's a better team. Maybe you just go money line there, Texas A&M. Oklahoma, Tulane. Tulane really should have beat Kansas State last week. And Oklahoma, I don't know what they were doing with Houston. That was kind of odd. Is Oklahoma maybe a little overrated this year? They haven't really looked. What was the final score last week? Didn't they only win by like 12? No, they won by 4 against Houston. Boy, I don't know. And Houston lost by 20 to UNLV. Do we really think that Oklahoma should beat Tulane by 14? I know they're at home. I mean, Tulane played well against Kansas State. I like Oklahoma money line, so I'll play that. There's 13 over there, so money is coming in on Tulane. I kind of like Tulane here to cover the number. I just don't know. What's the drop-off for Tulane between home and away? Is it a full touchdown? That number is like right on the money here. I don't know. I feel like Tulane's better than Houston. Houston almost beat Oklahoma. I think Tulane can keep it here. I'm actually going to go Tulane plus 14 right here, okay? And go plus 14. Wait to see if you can get that number. You probably won't. If not, just buy up a half point. It's not a big deal. Here we go. Civil War, Oregon State. Historically, always a close game. Last year, it was a blowout. The over-under's pretty low here. It's a little surprising. Oregon going from a 72-point game roughly last week to now only a 49.5 over-under. I think this is a get-right spot for Oregon. I hate this is getting close to 17. I think Oregon just wins by that much. 17, maybe 20. I don't know. The Train, celebrity guest picker here. His 2 plays this week are, and he's a Duck fan, the Beavs to cover. And he also likes Georgia to win big. So if you want to ride with the Train, take the Beavs here. I'm going to take the Ducks. I've been burned. I got burned last week. I got the over. I feel like maybe they finally figured it out. So I'll take them here. Apple Cup, Washington State. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I actually like the Cougars here. I think the nation is sleeping on the Cougars. They are undefeated, just like Washington is, but they've looked better. They've played better teams than Washington. I think that they can keep it within the 4.5. Is it 5 over here by chance? It is 5. Give me the 5. I'll take the plus 5. I'm staying away from that, but I would lean with Miami, but I'm staying away. Pokey catch. Oh, you're throwing an ultra ball at Sawsbuck, huh? I know underdog train keeps on rolling here. Nevada has covered 2 out of 3 games for us. Can Minnesota actually score enough points to cover this? I feel like this game's going to be 3 to 18. I don't know. 3 to 17. I just don't think they score enough points to cover that number. So give me the Wolfpack here, 17.5. I am staying away from that. Though I would probably lean Georgia Tech to cover that. VMA is not very good. I'd probably lean Ohio there as well, but I'm not going to play it. In principle, you go Iowa under, so we'll keep that. Iowa under here. Troy may score a touchdown. Troy plays pretty good defense too, so you may be looking at like a 27-7 game here. That still hits under. You give up. I mean, yeah, you should have caught that Sawsbuck. So I'm going to go Iowa under. I like East Carolina here. I know App State burned us last week, and I'm getting revenge. I'm going against them this week. East Carolina, give me the Pirates plus 1.5. I doubt we get a better. I mean, not a huge difference between 1.5 and 2, but we'll go 1.5 here. I think Arkansas is pretty good. I'm not even going to give you any reasons. I just think they're pretty good. So because of that, I'm taking Arkansas here, minus 23. Utah quarterback injury. I don't know if he's coming back. This is a rivalry. I don't like betting when there's major injuries. So until I know Cam Rising's playing for sure, I'm not betting this game. But if he were playing, I would absolutely take the 18.5. I really would. I absolutely would take the 18.5. I think they win by 21. But until I know if Cam Rising's playing, I'm not gonna play it. If he is for sure 100% playing this week, then I'll take the 18.5. But I need to know for sure. Utah played with our minds last year, the entire year with his injury, and I'm not dealing with that again. You know, this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually like UConn to cover against Duke. I don't know why. I don't think they win, but I think they keep it within 16.5. I think they lose by 14, maybe 10. I think Duke is not as good as last year, and I think UConn is slowly getting better. So give me the Huskies. I like UTEP. UTEP's one of the worst teams in FBS. So, and Liberty's one of the front runners for that last spot in the college football playoff, along with Boise State, Texas State, Tulane, SMU. No, SMU is in the ACC now. So give me Liberty here. Take that 23.5, unless I can get a better number. 23, we'll take 23. I'm staying away from that rivalry. I lean Old Dominion to keep it close. Mini rivalry here in state. Old Dominion's in Virginia. I lean with Old Dominion here. Virginia Tech has not looked that good this year at all. Oh man, yeah. Give me the 15. I'll end up taking it. They're at home. I'll take those 15 points. They'll probably lose by 16, but hey, we'll take it. Staying away from those. Staying away. I think Ole Miss can cover that. It's a road game. It makes me a little nervous. Ole Miss has been blasting people, and Wake Forest is not the same. Wow, 21.5, a full point difference. Give me the 21.5. I hope that gets to 21. I will bet it right now. Give me Ole Miss. Give me the Rebels to stomp Wake Forest. A lot of people like Texas San Antonio to cover against Texas here. I don't, per se. I think Texas is really good. But here's the thing. Who are they going to play? Are they going to play their quarterback? Are they going to play Archie Manning? Are they going to do Ewers? I mean, I don't know. Because of that, I'm staying away from the game completely. So I'm just not going to bet it. Yeah, not doing that. You got to think Vanderbilt could beat Georgia State by 10.5, but I guess stranger things have happened. If that gets to 9.5, I'm going to lay it. Here's an underplay. Neither one of these teams are that offensively great. Or they're offensively challenged. So I think under 53.5 here might be pretty good with Jacksonville State and Eastern Michigan. Oh, we got 54, even better. Under 54. I mean, South Florida looked pretty good, so I might look at that one. But I'm going to stay away anyway. Here's a game I like. Georgia, Kentucky. 22 and 22.5. Yeah, give me the Bulldogs minus 22. Historically, this game comes in at an under as well. I don't know if Kentucky scores at all. South Carolina blasted them last week, and Kentucky didn't move the ball at all. Georgia's an even better defense than South Carolina. Georgia's a better team than South Carolina, so that you would think that they could blast them. So, but for some reason, this game is a little tighter than it should be the last few years. Like last year, I think 16-3, I want to say, might have been last year's score. 3 years ago, they annihilated them, but it's usually a low-scoring defensive battle, and then Georgia wins by like 14 or something. But I don't know. I feel like for some reason Georgia beats them up here. If this gets a 21, that's going to be a lock. But 22, we'll take the minus 22. I think UCF's pretty good, and I'm a TCU fan. They're my third favorite team behind Tennessee and Oregon. But I'm going to take UCF here on the road. I think they are pretty good, and that's all I got for you. I just think they're gonna be better. Colorado State. I love fading Colorado, but this is one situation where I think Colorado finally covers. So give me the -7. The 7.5. I don't like that as much, but I like -7. Colorado State looks really bad against Texas, but it's a rivalry game. They're going to get up for them. It's at home. But I think Colorado finally gets right here and gets a win with and maybe a cover. Okay, here's a lock. I know you guys are waiting. You're like, wait, where's your locks this week? No, there aren't that many. But here's one. Indiana at UCLA. Indiana's got the James Madison coach. UCLA has a brand new coach that's never been a head coach before. And Indiana has looked really good against not so great competition. UCLA had to struggle to get by Hawaii. It's not a good sign when you have to play a Big Ten team that's pretty physical. So give me Indiana -3. Lock it up, 2 units. Staying away from that. I could see Toledo covering that game. I think I'm going to stay away from it. But I could see Toledo covering that game. Be careful with that one. A lot of people like Northern Iowa to keep it close with Nebraska. Nebraska really good. This number was 28. I don't know what happened. I thought it was at 28. Now it's 32.5. This Northern Iowa chat is one of the better FCS teams. I don't know why that's such a big number. So I'm going to stay away from that game. You almost would think, since Nebraska is coming off a big win, they got a bigger one next week. Nebraska wins by 28, maybe 27. 32.5 is a lot to ask. I'm gonna stay away. Baylor, I'm not sure why they're. Oh my God! Baylor -17, a 1.5 difference on DraftKings chat. Give me Air Force +17. They're not as good as last year, but can we trust Baylor to beat anybody by 17 right now? They're going to win the game, but 17? What are we doing? A lot of underdogs, chat. A lot of underdogs. Where's the New Mexico game? Auburn. 28.5 with New Mexico. I could see New Mexico covering this. They've covered a lot for us this year. Auburn just lost to Cal. Give me New Mexico +8, 28.5. I know. There's an underdog train. Tennessee's going to beat Kent State, but that is a huge number. I'm going to stay away from that. If it was 42 or 43, I would definitely take the Vols. I don't want to bet against the Vols here, so I'm staying away. Over might be live. If Kent State just scores once, this game's going over. I could see Virginia covering this. What do you think? I could see Virginia covering this. 2.5. I'm staying away from it, though. I haven't watched either team yet. Wyoming's not very good. I don't know if BYU can beat anybody by that many points, but Wyoming's not very good right now. So I'm going to give me BYU minus 10. Let's hope that they can not fumble the ball. Wow, all of a sudden now Cal is huge favorites against people just because of last week. That is a huge number to lay against San Diego State team that normally plays good defense. I like this at 14. I mean, obviously moneyline Cal, right? But I don't know. I don't like the 18.5. I'm staying away. But I think Cal could cover that. And is that it? Is this game actually next week? Yeah. All right. That's a wrap, chat. Let's get to gaming. Hope you guys do well with your picks. Remember to be responsible. Don't bet too much, Definitely less than 5% of your income in a year, preferably. 1% of your income is probably a better idea. But yeah, be responsible.